everyone, this is Tiffany with Raising House and Home, and today we are going grocery shopping. Yay! So come along and join me. Alright, so we have our grocery bag ready, so let's go in and see what we can find in this store. Oh, this doesn't look like your grocery store, does it? That's because this is my grocery store in my basement that I have made for my family. And I did a video about this previously. I'm going to put a link right up here, and you can click that if you'd like to see it. And that is when I first started organizing everything down here and had the idea to do this. And I got so many comments on that video and messages asking me to show more and to update you all on my grocery store in my basement. So I figured I would, now the holidays are over, I would show you guys everything that I have updated and also a few other areas that you guys asked to see in this video. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I am standing on the stairs that go into my basement. So I know one of the comments, actually I got a few comments asking me to kind of pull back so you could see the whole thing. And it's not that I didn't want you guys to see the whole thing, it's that there literally is no room. So I am trying to find literally nooks and crannies in our home to store our food. So this is kind of just in a small passageway. There's just enough room for human bodies to still pass through. And it's right at the bottom of the stairs. So I'm literally just standing on the stairs so that I can show you all of this. And this is just one of the areas in our home that I use for food storage. And I'll just go and show you guys a little bit more. I also have up there, I have added quite a few things up here. I've added the dry milk. You can see that Nestle, I don't know how you say it, but this was more in the like Shop the World section of Walmart, where you can find like more Asian foods, you can find more Mexican, things like that. And this is like a Mexican version, I guess, of, or a Spanish version of the dry milk. And then I have some more of the oil over there that I think you guys have seen in one of my other grocery hauls. And I did get, I think, some more juice and another thing of the vinegar. So you're probably going to see a few spider webs down here. I've cleaned up as much as I can. I do come down about once a month and dust everything, but you may see a stray spider web. It is the basement, so hopefully no one is too squeamish about that. So down here I did put these ice pops down here. I don't know how long I'm going to keep them down here. I'm sure that if we did ever get a mouse in the house, it could just eat through those. So I'm trying to find a more permanent place for those. And I know they're not the healthiest, but they are extremely helpful to have in the home in case there is, you know, any situation that you may have, like an emergency or even someone being sick, especially if you have children, because they are kind of a juice type product. I know it wasn't 100% juice, but it does have some vitamins, and it does have flavoring so that you will get some hydration if you need to. And it is a good treat if you are having an emergency situation for one of your children or for your children to enjoy. And it can help with stress and all of that, because don't forget, food is also linked to your well-being physically and mentally, and so especially with children. So a lot of times these comfort items can help an emergency situation not seem so difficult. So I definitely want to make sure that I have those on hand. And you could also use them as like mini ice packs. And if you have an emergency in the winter time, like right now is the winter, if you have an emergency in the wintertime, you can throw those outside and they'll be frozen in no time, and just bring them back in, and then they have a nice treat. So definitely one of the things that are inexpensive and you can definitely keep on hand. I mean, it never goes bad. It has an expiration date, but it's just all chemicals, so it's not going to go bad. So if they have a clearance of them around the summertime or the end of summer, I would grab them and hold on to them. And I think that has quite a few in there. I don't remember how many, but there's a lot in there. And then if you notice from the other video to this video, I have continued to bulk up our can storage, and I'm going to continue doing that every month. And these are our containers that have the rice and the pasta packets, and I've been eating somewhat through these because I want to clear these out and then get a whole new stock. They don't really go bad. They do have an expiration date, but again, as long as it doesn't have too much fat in the product, then they really don't go bad. But I do have some things in there with like the cheese and the cream stuff that I would like to just use up and not waste. So it's also helping us with our frugal budget for the next few months to kind of work through our storage. The last thing I want to do is buy foods that just sit here and rot, because that's not going to help anybody. That's not going to help your finances. It's just wasteful. So I'm cleaning those out, and then I will be able to replenish what we've used. And then I'm going to show you down here. And again, I'm sorry if the angle is weird. I'm standing on the stairs still. And then you did see before that I had like the peanut butters and the jellies and pickles and things like that, and relish. And so now I've also added our soup cans, and you can see I've made a little bit of a dent in this because we did have an illness that I mentioned in one of my grocery hauls. We had whatever this funk is, I don't know, we had a flu or something, and so we had a lot of soups that we went through. And then the bottom shelf is pretty much the same. I have added some more vegetables down there, so I will continue to do that. And the floor is really dry. We have our pellet stove, so it's keeping it nice and dry down here. So I'm not too concerned about the cans right now. In the summertime, I may have to come up with a plan if it starts to get a little bit of moisture down here. And then I'm hoping I don't fall off these stairs. So let's see, we'll go up here. So these are all of my spices. I don't know if you guys can see. And I have to get a few more, but you know what, actually, I'll walk down here. So this is mostly paprika and garlic powder because I use a lot of both of those spices. I don't know why, but I do. And so I have just that bin to use for that. And I'm gonna get back up on the step so you guys can see. Okay, and so then I have the dehydrated like fruit yogurt things in that container right there. I'll show you guys. There's all the dehydrated fruits, and I keep it in this package to keep it away from the mice. And so far, between cats and like the extra plastic around it, this is like a thicker plastic, I've been successful. We haven't had any rodents or anything like that. I did get some comments about that in the other video, and we do get mice sometimes, but we have cats that take care of that. And this is in a highly trafficked area, so there's always eyes on it, and there's always a light on in here, so it's never like something that they could hide in. And it's right up against the wall. I'll show you. So it's not like there's like a space for them really to like hide in or anything like that. So far we've been lucky. And you know, if we do end up sometime having, oh, it's a spider web. If we do end up sometime having issues with mice, and we'll have to rethink our plan, but so far this has been working. And you'll see in here I have all these packets of the instant potatoes, and I will be going through these as well as these over here. because some of these do have like the loaded potatoes have like the sour cream or whatever. And from my research, everything I have read is that most things are really, can go really well past their expiration date, but things that are heavier in fats and creams and things like that, those tend to actually go rancid, or they do kind of not make it past their expiration dates that far out. So I want to make sure that I use those up so they don't go to waste. And then down here, this is still an area that I need to stock back up. It is our sauces, and I'm going to get back up here. Hold on. This is the area that I really need to work on a little bit more, because this is something that we use a lot. Obviously, you can tell if it's empty. So the soy sauces, I did have like 3 or 4 bottles there, but I've been working, you know, on them because I've been cooking so much at home. So we've been using a lot of them. And then like the mustard, we've been using those because we've been making a lot of sandwiches, and the barbecue sauces, things like that, we've been cooking out of our freezer. So a lot of those meats that have been in the freezer for a little while, you want to use in like a crock pot and slow cook it. And so barbecue sauce always makes that better. And that little round thing that you see right there, that is the I can't remember what it's called actually, but it's for moisture, and it's supposed to like suck things down in, like suck the water down in, and I have to replace those crystals soon. But that has helped during like the summer when we don't have the pellet stove going. And then we have eaten some of our canned veggies. We have our pickled, they're all pickled vegetables. And this is, again, where I had some soups, and because of our illnesses, we did eat a lot of them, so I have to restock that soon. And I have a lot of salsa on this side, and then some more of my canning from my garden this year. So we haven't touched the bottom shelf yet, but we have started in this section, and we had some upstairs that we've gone through as well. And then on this side, let's see if I can show you. I might have to go down a step, but that is still our bins of our rotating goods. If you haven't seen that other video yet, I'll just explain it really quickly. This is just items that are getting ready to expire soon, or items that I want to use up before I go and use the other items. So I keep them right here so that I know when I'm in a hurry trying to get dinner or lunch, I know which ones to grab really quickly. And also my children and other family members know which items need to be used up first. So this just makes it a lot easier. It's not pretty. It's definitely not like an Instagram or the influencer type of picture, but it does the job. I'm not going to buy extra bins when I have 2 that work just fine, even though they don't match. So that's what we are doing with this. And then let me get down off the step and see if I can kind of go out a little bit here. Okay. So down below, you see that I have all my sauces, and I had shown this previously, and some people had commented about the weight of this like toppling. That's not going to happen with this because there are anchors, and it is a shorter shelf and a wider shelf. So this really isn't going to have any issues like that. It's very sturdy, and it's one of the most sturdy ones. That's why we have our cans on there and our jars. And I know it's hard to tell like size wise when you are watching a video, but it's pretty small. I don't know if I would want to stack it any higher. Like this shelf right here on the top, if that was like another big shelf, I don't think that I would stack all of those really heavy cans on it. These are just tin cans and boxes, like really dehydrated food, so it's very light. But that would be a little bit different at that height. So I'm really comfortable with the just 3-story jars right there. That works for us. And I did use some of our spaghetti sauce. If you can see here from the previous video, we have not restocked them yet. I did start getting canned pumpkin and the canned cranberry because of the holiday season. And pumpkin can be used for so many things. You can substitute in your baked goods and stuff. You can substitute eggs and oil with pumpkin if you need to. So with the cost of eggs coming up so high, and all those issues that I might do a video on at some point. I know there's already videos out there talking about the eggs issue. I thought that I would get some pumpkin to have on hand for those times when we may not have eggs. So that is a good use of our storage, I think. So you can see here that we have this pole in the way. So it's really hard. That's why I couldn't really pull out all the way. But I will try to get you guys some different angles so you can see, because I know you all had asked me. If I back up a little bit more, you might be able to see. Oh, so glamorous. It's just a basement. See, there's a post right there in the way. So that is why I couldn't pull all the way out. But I figured I would show you what I could that was a little bit different. So now I'm going to show you guys my other storage, but I have to turn the light over there. I do have my kitchen storage and my mason jar storage I'm going to show you next. Okay, so on the other section, you can kind of see the food storage over on the left. Now on this other wall that we have, I put in this really cheap shelf that I got for free. It was on the side of the road, and it is like a metal utility shelf. So up top here, I have just our air fryer because we don't use it that often. I really don't like it that much. And then I also have my dehydrator up there. And I just have a few jars here because I haven't really moved them down yet. But then all down here are my empty jars. I have a few that are brand new, but these are mostly like this whole pallet in front. That is from my rice that I've been going through that I bought in 2020 and I dry canned, and we've been trying to go through them so that I can replenish the stock. So we have some empty jars from that, and these are just brand new jars I haven't used yet that I hope to use this summer and fall when I have our garden again. And I'm sorry if that stove is really loud, but that's our pellet stove that you're hearing. And then I have bigger jars that have been cleaned out that we haven't used, or we have used, I'm sorry, we have used, but they're just not in use right now. I think that had my flour in it. I had bigger containers of flour, and so we've also been cleaning out the flour that I bought in 2020 and that I canned, so those are from that. And then in here I have a whole bunch of these rings to go on top of those jars. I'm trying to keep them organized and dry with the baggies. And then down here, these are a little bit dusty and will need to be cleaned before I ever use them again. But I have all these empties that I have gone through. You know, the vegetables that we've had, the pickled vegetables that we ate, and the flour and rice again. And here's some more empties. And I want to share with you guys my little hack. I don't know if anybody else does this. I just happened to discover this by accident. So it's not something that I saw on YouTube, but these little drink holders, when you go out to eat, like at the fast food restaurants, they perfectly fit your jars. So whenever we go, even if we just get one drink, I ask for the drink tray. So I love them because it totally is easy to stack them. If you don't have any more of these boxes they came in, then you can do it this way and it protects them. It is the perfect way, and they're super snug in there. I'll show you. They're really snug in there and super protected. And then this little thing on the bottom there, it's almost like little feet, and it works awesome. So that is one of my ideas. I might actually put that in a YouTube short or on Instagram as an idea, because it has worked out really well for me, as you can tell. And right now we only have 3 because we don't eat out that much. So I have one over there that isn't in use right now. But, you know, those are things that I need to start working on later in the year when we get ready for our gardening time. And then down here is just some miscellaneous. I have all these jar lids and the rings and everything that haven't been used yet. I'll show you. I know you got cobwebs, sorry guys. But those haven't been used yet. And then in these boxes, I think is also some more canning and bake sale stuff for the kids' school events. So that's what it looks like for my canning perspective. I don't know if you guys can see. I hope this is what you guys were looking for. All the comments wanting to see what it looks like a little bit further away. So here is the freezer that I've been talking about for a while. This is our deep freezer, and I'm sorry it's a little bit dark down here. Again, it's a basement. So you can see that I have a turkey in here. I have some deer meat. I have quite a little bit more of like meat things down there. I've got some vegetables in here. And then this whole side is stacked with miscellaneous items. We have more vegetables and some more meat in there. And you can see that it's starting to get like this kind of frost. It just needs to be defrosted. So I'm going to continue to cook out of this freezer, and then I'm going to defrost it and clean it all out. And then we are going to be packing it back full with some more meat and any other sales that we come across that are for the freezer. Right now, of course, it's the winter time, so we don't have our garden, and all the vegetables that I had canned were just pickled vegetables because I didn't do like actual pressure canning. I just did more water bathing. So our fruits and vegetables are more from the freezer right now until we can get our garden going again this summer. So you can see I've got some of my frozen zucchini in there, and I'll be making some stuff with that throughout the rest of the winter. And I'm excited to get this whole thing finished so that we can clean it out, because it's been a little while since we've done that. And then we also have another freezer and one, of course, up in our kitchen. So when you hear me talking about cleaning out our freezer on my grocery hauls, this is what I'm talking about. So our upstairs freezer has quite a bit in it still because I took some from here. And so we'll just continue to rotate all of that. But this is also part of our grocery store in the basement, and I just wanted to show it to you guys this time because I didn't show it to you in the other video, and I had some people wondering about our freezer situation. So this is what we have. I prefer the deep chest freezers over the standing freezers. I think the standing freezers are fine if you just have like short-term storage in there, like things that you know you're going to rotate pretty quickly. But I think as far as having meat last for a couple years, you definitely want the deep freezer. So I definitely want to show this to you guys since I didn't show it to you last time. And over there is just like our homeschool stuff, and I have other sections of the basement that I'm not going to show for safety reasons, and just because I don't think it would really matter for this video because it's not about groceries and stuff. But I know that some people were asking about like water storage, and I got some messages saying something about like don't show your stuff. Well, I have more stuff than this and I am not showing everything. This is just one part of our storage preps, and I appreciate you guys looking out for us. I really do. But this is just one part of our storage. So no worries, guys. We appreciate your comments though. So I hope that this has given you guys some ideas on what to store and how to store it, and that you can find room in any area of your home and start your own little grocery store. Now, days like today with this big storm, it makes me very grateful that we have all of these items on hand so that we don't have to go out in the storm. So please make sure that you click like if you like this video. The algorithm is a weird, funny machine. So if you could click like, and also if you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe and hit that bell up top so you'll be notified when I put up more videos. I usually do them on Thursdays and Sundays, and then sometimes I do videos like these that I sprinkle in all throughout the week. So if you want to be notified when I do that, then just hit that bell and YouTube will send you a notification. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're happy, safe, and healthy. And until next time, bye everyone.